global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. It has been concretized that Fubara is no more the governor of Rivers State, at least for the next 6 months. He's been suspended for 6 months. But interestingly, he has decided to speak up about some of the strong allegations leveled against him, especially in the area of pipeline, explosion and all of that has been going on in the state. And he has, bay his mind on virtually everything. You're going to hear how he took out time to counter some of the allegations by Tinubu and also the AGF. Now, according to the news, the suspended governor of Rivers State, Sim Fubara, has dismissed some allegations leveled against him by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu during the nationwide broadcast declaring a state of emergency. It reported that Tinubu suspended Fubara, his deputy, and the Rivers State House of Assembly for the next 6 months. The president listed Fubara's shortcomings in the ongoing crisis and appointed a sole administrator to take charge of the states. In his word, he said, "It is public knowledge that the governor of Rivers State, for unjustifiable reason, demolished the House of Assembly of the state as far back as 13 December 2023 and has up till now, 14th month after, not rebuilt same. I have made personal intervention between the contending parties for a peaceful resolution of the crisis, but my efforts have been largely ignored by the parties to the crisis." However, in a statement on Thursday, a few hours ago, through his chief press secretary Nelson Chukwudi, Fubara said the statement of abandoning the Rivers State House of Assembly complex after it was demolished was false, noting that the new complex was 80% completed. Fubara also refuted claims of doing nothing to dissuade criminal groups and militants from making good their threats to attack oil installation. He attributed the attack on the pipeline to a controversial comment about the job by the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, and his refusal to tender an apology. Fubara also listed other instances where Wike supporters allegedly stoked tension, adding that his loyalists maintained calm. In his words, he said, "There was also another claim that after demolishing the hallowed chambers of the State House of Assembly on Moscow Road in Port Harcourt, the governor did nothing to rebuild the facility. Ordinarily, we would have ignored the statement as mere result of lack of adequate information to the presidency by those tasked with the responsibility of providing same to guide decision making, but it has become imperative to set the record straight and correct the erroneous impression such narratives are creating in the minds of Nigerian people. First, it is important to clarify that Governor Fubara has nothing to do with the threats by militants and also did not in any way telegraph the reported attack on any oil facility in the state. It is on record that the reaction of the stakeholders in the Niger Delta, especially elders, chief, women, Ijaw National Congress, its youth wing IYC, as well as militant, among others, was triggered by remarks by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Chief Nyesom Wike, in a live media chat during which he dismissed Ijaw as a minority of the minorities and powerless in the Nigerian politics, saying that Ijaws are not the only ones that are militants and can blow up pipelines, that Ogonis, Ikweres, and others are also militants and can as well blow up pipelines. Most of the Ijaw group and leaders even demanded an apology from the FCT minister, which he rebuffed. Available public record shows that Governor Fubara on several occasions and at every forum, including all the project commissioning event as well as the handover of AW139 helicopter to the Nigerian Air Force between March 3rd and 13th, 2025, made it clear that his administration was committed to the peace, security, and safety of oil facilities in the state. He often recalled his pivotal role as a member of the Presidential Committee on the Protection of Oil Installation in the region and repeatedly emphasized the need to protect oil pipelines and other facilities in the state, urging his supporters and the people of the state to avoid acts capable of destabilizing the state or sabotaging the nation's economy. Since inception as the chief executive of Rivers State, Governor Fubara has prioritized investment in the upscaling the the welfare and operational equipment of all personnel and arm of the armed forces and security agencies in the state by building livable offices and residential accommodation for officers and men, and donating vehicles, gunboats, helicopters, and other critical need of the formation to enhance efficiency and effectiveness in the performance of their duties. His commitment to total peace and good governance in the state has contributed significantly to increased oil production and revenue for the country since May 29, 2023, as the continuous rise in the accruable revenue from the state into the federation account has shown over the months. On the claim that the governor acted with impunity to demolish the hallowed chambers of the State House of Assembly and did nothing to rebuild the chamber 14 months after, it is on record that Governor Fubara acted based on professional advice and guidance. Let it be clarified that the former governor and now FCT minister repeatedly criticized the dilapidated and leaking assembly complex, and during the commissioning of the assembly quarters in August 2022, challenged the lawmakers to take responsibility for the poor state of the edifice, rejecting requests to review it to ensure a conducive legislative environment for the lawmakers. It must be noted that immediately after the incident of October 29, 2023, an expert report, the government decided to heed the age-old demand of the lawmakers to rebuild the facility and promptly demolish the dilapidated structure to give way to a state-of-the-art assembly complex, which is now nearly 80% completed. That was the position of the governor in respect to all the allegations that have been leveled against him. And it's not something that is far-fetched. If you look at what has been going on in the state, you will see that the state is in a state of peace. I would just wonder what the sole administrator will be doing right now. I would say he's going in there to really enjoy the people of Rivers State, because as at the last time we checked, the only person that triggered the unnecessary moves of the Ijos and statements from different group was actually the FCT, when he downplayed the importance of Ijo and talked down on their position as a majority in the Niger Delta states. And come on, we all saw what happened. Talking down on people who have once supported you, people who gave credence to your leadership skills and all of that. You talk down on them. They were only demanding that he should apologize. But till now, the FCT minister, anything. Maybe the future will tell the story better as we keep progressing, because I must say that they just have done so much for him. And if they decide to hold back their support, as at that time when he was going for governorship election, I don't think that he would have gotten as far as he is right now. But however, it has happened, and we're still watching to see what will happen after 6 months. I know that right now the committees who are out to resolve the issue, I'm so sure that they may not really come in support of the governor. But whatever their recommendations will be, possibly we'll run with it. It's a lesson for everyone to learn. We like to live in